it had to be inevitable.
In some ways, but
Look at these two images that we have posted. Why? Neeraj, gold medal, no big news about that. But the competition, we thought that there would be no competition.
Exactly.
We were
How
wrong.
wrong were we?
There was competition for Neeraj Chopra from his own compatriot and a guy who idolized him.
Exactly. Kishore Kumar Jena has actually, practically idolized Neeraj, much younger than Neeraj. Someone who's up and coming. Remember, even he was there in the World Athletics as well, but didn't really make
for the final.
Yes, he was there in the final. Didn't make as much of an impact, but many had pegged him as one to watch in the future. Guess what? The future is here. The future is now. And by God, he was at one point actually leading this event ahead of Neeraj.
So, the breaking news that we are giving you is, this is not so breaking. Neeraj Chopra wins the Asian Games gold medal successfully, defends his title, but historic 1-2 in javelin because Kishore Kumar Jena from Odisha has managed to get the silver medal. And at the end of the day, it was a distance of maybe 1.34 meters that separated Neeraj and Kishore.
Yeah, Neeraj's best throw was 88.88. That's the one which won him gold. Whereas Kishore Kumar Jena was at 87.6 something, if I'm not mistaken.
87.5.
Yeah. So again, not really that much of a difference, barest of margins.
Yes, I mean, I'll tell you a bit about, before I come to the main event, I'll tell you a bit about Kishore Kumar Jena, okay, hailing from Odisha, from a very backward part of Odisha. He would just accompany his father to the fields, but Kishore Kumar Jena was never interested in javelin. His primary sport that he wanted to follow was volleyball. Now, Neeraj Chopra's win in Tokyo, as well as in the Asian and the Commonwealth Games, spurted a revolution, and those individuals who got linked by that revolution was Kishore Kumar Jena.
One of them was Kishore Kumar Jena, and who's actually reaching a point now where he can actually ape or match.
And his main trip that in 2015 or 17 that he did to the Bhubaneswar Center for Sports, it changed his entire life. They told him, try your hand in javelin, you're pretty good at it, you've got strong arms, why don't you go for it? And 6 years later in Hangzhou, you're seeing the protege match his master almost at one point in time, as Shane pointed out. But let me get to the sequence of events first. There was controversy.
Yeah, let's touch upon that, because quite frankly, it is, let's be very frank here, it's unacceptable that this should be happening at an event of the level, the magnitude of the Asian Games, that you can't record the first throw of not one but two throwers because your equipment malfunctioned. Yeah. Come on.
And they tried the age-old technique, restarting the system. Okay,
that also didn't work.
That didn't work. So what happened was that the officials, the first throw initially had crossed in the 80 to 85 meter mark. We thought it was somewhere close to 83, 84 meters. Okay, but the system that was used, the camera and the system that was used to get the feed in, that malfunctioned. It did not record the throw, and that is why Neeraj's first throw was not counted initially. But when he was asked to take the second throw, at that time it was just 75 meters or so. But then what happened was the feed then corrected that and got the exact throw. It was 82.39 meters. Okay, but there was controversy even with Kishore Jena.
Yes, there was a point, I think it was the second throw, wherein he had landed it just fine. It was about 83, 84 meters, so it was a good throw. He landed it, and despite the fact that there was about this much of a gap between the line and his foot, the line official, for whatever reason, flagged it as a foul throw. We're like, what? What exactly is prompting him to put a foul in this regard? So
Kishore Jena appealed. He went to the scorers and he said it was not the case. His foot was clearly well behind the line, and that's why whatever were the officials, the officiating, the technology was horrendous.
It was terrible, shambolic. It was like VAR in England.
You are really being polite by using those words. It was atrocious. Everybody tried to deflate Neeraj Chopra's morale because that first throw, normally then the first three throws, he would raise his arms.
Best. Exactly.
And that's the point when he threw. But then Neeraj likes to dispel the trends, because in throw number 4, that ultimate clincher came of 88.88 meters. So you got 87.25, 87.58 that clinched you the Olympic gold. Now in the Asiad of 2023, you now have 88.8. Kishore Jena, after the third throw,
was actually in front.
He had thrown 86.44 and he was leading Neeraj. Now we thought, My goodness, this could be the upset of the decade.
Yeah,
if that
because
happens.
we kept talking about Neeraj has no competition now with no Arshad Nadeem, and then out of nowhere Kishore Kumar Jena comes out of syllabus.
And remember one thing about Kishore Kumar Jena, these 2 throws that he did, he threw like a man possessed. I'll tell you why. Because he, in the World Athletics Championship, Shane, if you remember in Budapest, his best throw was 82.
Exactly, he was nowhere near medal contention at that
And I had stated at that time that, okay, it will be difficult for him because he's not thrown 84 that much. But count Kishore Kumar Jena to prove me wrong. At that time, he
Twice,
threw 86.
in fact, he surpassed that mark. And at one point, he was leading Neeraj. It took an absolute special throw from Neeraj on that 4th attempt. Where once again, by the way, there are 2 things I've always said in sport where it comes to it being inevitable. One is MS Dhoni taking the DRS. You know he's never being wrong. Neeraj Chopra and that celebration right after his throw. If he hits that celebration, you can shut the books, you can stop the event, go home, you know he's taken that gold. And that's exactly how it proved.
So Neeraj, after that 88.8, he knew. And then the most heartwarming thing, and that is why I think Neeraj's persona will further be enhanced. When Kishore Kumar Jena threw that 86.3, Neeraj was so happy for him.
In fact, I will add that when that foul throw debacle happened, Neeraj was one of the first people to go up to the people and say, the judges and the lines people, that it was actually correct.
Yes.
He was going and standing up for him even there.
Yep. Even at 87, there was a tap on the back. He was pumped up. Totally.
Neeraj is definitely, I think, and it's very funny to say this about someone who's comparatively very young, but statesman-like in the way he carries himself.
Exactly.
And it's very good to say.
I mean, see, Kishore Kumar Jena and all the others, Annu Rani and everybody, they can all say that they are part of this Neeraj revolution at this point in time. Because see, after Tokyo, the athletics landscape in India has totally changed. Now, in athletics in Asiad, we have won a total of 26 medals.
Exactly.
It surpassed shooting even.
It's I will have to stop you there. It's not 26, it's 27.
27.
Do you know why? Because the men's 400 to 400 meters have also grabbed a gold.
Gold! Oh boy!
We'll discuss that in another theme. Just wanted to point it out that they have also won gold.
Gold! And it was expected because the men's 4x400 meter relay team were the strongest and gold was expected from them. And today, Avinash Sable getting you the silver in another endurance sport.
5,000 meters. Oof.
These guys, you are seeing this new bunch of greats. They are revolutionizing the athletics field.
And long may it continue. Long may it continue.
It's all thanks to Mr. Neeraj Chopra.
I mean, that one goal, we always say, you know, when it comes to sport, that sport can have a transformative effect on how society functions and also more importantly, how it is that is perceived. What has always been India's biggest drawback when it comes to multi-sporting events is that you never had people who were able to compete at the top level, never able to win those medals, be in contention. Neeraj, not only was he in contention, in 2020, in the Tokyo 2020, because the event was in 2021, he was one of the favorites. At that point, you know, okay, this guy is something else, because you remember, and we were discussing up also, I was telling people that, you know, his qualifying throw in that Olympics was next level. He came first round, breaches the automatic mark, goes home. Exactly. He's least bothered. That's how nonchalant and how good this man is. And because someone like him is led by example and shown to the Indian public, to the Indian athlete, the average Indian athlete, that you know what, guys, if you put in the hard work, it's actually possible that you can be not just competing with, but beating the best.
And see, whatever India could not achieve in about 50, 60 years, Neeraj has all done it in the last 5 years.
He's revolutionizing it single-handedly. That one goal has changed the landscape because people were like, yeah, you know what, if he can do it, we can too. And we too can get the coverage and the recognition that, you know, India deserves in athletics, because you've seen, it's not a coincidence. Again, 2021 Tokyo, you won that gold thanks to Neeraj. Thereafter, you saw a massive improvement and an emergence of new superstars in 2022, the Commonwealth Games. Someone like Avinash Sable, no one was expecting it at that point, but shot up him, the likes of Abdullah Abu Bakr, all of these guys, Eldos Paul, so many of them came up. Why?
Yes, and all those guys, who's won bronze, by the way, Praveen Chitravel.
So why did all of these athletes start coming up in the track and field events? Neeraj was that catalyst.
He gave them the license to dream, and now India's athletes are barging through the road. And remember, Kishore Jena was one of the finalists even in the World Athletics Championship, along with one more individual called DP Manu. So DP Manu and Kishore Jena, along with 3 Indians in the final in a field that's normally dominated by Europeans in the World Athletics.
It's very rare.
Which is far, far higher than the Asian Games.
Asian Games, as we said, one of the reasons we kept saying that Neeraj was one of the favorites outright yesterday when we mentioned is because we knew that without Arshad Nadeem, there was no one who was going to give him that much of a competition. But thank you very much, Kishore Kumar Jena, for proving us wrong. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Historic 1-2. And let me just tell you, Neeraj now defended the athletics gold. We don't know whether he'll have the Commonwealth, because I think there's a lot of issues with the Commonwealth hosting and all
Yeah, we don't
things.
know what the situation is like. 2026, remember, you've had two nations now say when we can't host it.
If Neeraj defends his Olympic and World Athletics Championship gold, he is in this era the greatest ever.
He's the greatest ever India has produced by some distance.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. When it comes to you're talking about world's best, he's getting there in the conversation. Just needs maybe 1-2 more triumphs, and
he's already there.
Yeah, he's there, 100%.
100% he's there. Because remember, the only thing that is left for him is defending his
title. Yeah, because he's won everything. He's won everything.
Yep.
At this age, and I remember, by the way, Neeraj, you have to understand just how exponential the growth has been. That I remember Siddharth and I were also working together in a different organization when he won the gold in 2018. And at that point, we said, yeah, he's done well at Asian Games, but Asian, the level isn't as high. Can he replicate that in Tokyo? Boy, ever did he?
Yep.
Did he?
And remember, he came out of a career-threatening injury, that elbow injury that robbed him. But that one event in Pietermaritzburg, that was the event which changed Neeraj Chopra forever. He was coming out of COVID, in COVID times. Pietermaritzburg. Always remember, look up on Neeraj Chopra how he did in that 2020 Pietermaritzburg event, which gave him the confidence to throw. And that is why Neeraj Chopra and Kishore Jena, gold and silver, but for Neeraj, yet another walk in the, not definitely walk in the park, yet another gold medal at the age of 25.
Beautiful. And I really hope he just takes some rest now, because this has been an unforgiving season. It's been an unforgivingly relentless season. It's very telling, by the way, and he knows this, so do others, because that first throw which he threw, which then later was first not counted, then counted, he felt that throw was good enough to win him a gold. And it was only in the 83-84 mark. Yeah. So it has been a very tiring year for these athletes. I think now he will probably go and mostly train.
He'll rest. He will start training from December in South Africa.
Exactly, South Africa.
And so, end of the season for Neeraj Chopra.
And what a season.
Diamond League, 3 stages he won. World Athletics Championship gold. Diamond League final second. Asian Games gold. Phenomenal season. Now, all eyes are on Diamond League final and Paris 2024.
Exactly. So that is the breaking news update, and what a phenomenal breaking news update indeed. Neeraj Chopra once again doing what Neeraj Chopra does best.
The GOAT.
But now you've got another Indian knocking at the doors at the highest level of javelin, and it is so good to see.
Yep.
It is a rare thing, by the way. You have to remember, Siddharth and I come from a generation that's probably a little older than a lot of our viewers, and there used to be a time we'd pine for having just one athlete to cheer in these events who could be competing with the top of the best.
Exactly.
And we've got two.
We've got two. So Neeraj Chopra, big achievement, defending Asian Games gold, but Kishore Kumar Jena, today is the day that we have seen a new star arrive.
Loved it.
Odisha. Well done. Yet again from Odisha.
Yet again Odisha.
Yes.
Yet again Odisha.
So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. But remember, we have one more gold.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Exactly. For me and Shane, bye-bye. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.